hanging with your friends, chilling day and night for days on end. Now you can't come see me tonight. Say you ain't got the time. I'm the last one you prioritize. Peeping your IG pictures on my phone. I won't spend another night at home. Okay, I'ma just be on my way. You'll see I'm not the one you take for granted, babe. I know that life can be busy, love, but you make time for the ones you love. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you've done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you've done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. With your heart and your attention, we're the kind of love that I used to know. Baby, so can you take me on a date? The simple things you do to make me stay. Now it's like you don't even try. I used to wonder why, but now I'm left with no more tears to cry. I know that life can be busy, love, but you make time for the ones you love. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you've done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you've done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. With your heart and your attention, we're the kind of love that I used to know. If you want me the way I want you, put your all into all that you do. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you've done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you've done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. With your heart and your attention, we're the kind of love that I used to know.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get him, I got him, I told him it's nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. This disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'm a spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the sky's the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog, getting to my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch with my Chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a Hawkeye on the ball cap, get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man.
Hello. Can't kill my confidence because I know I'm the man. Yeah. Anyway, hello, good evening, good evening. You are listening to your girl Nicole Reloaded, and we're locked and loaded with another video. I hope that all is well and that everyone is blessed and free of stress. Kevin Samuels' death rumors have gone viral. It has now been verified by Revolt News that he has passed on at the age of 56. Published May 5th, Kevin Samuels, a self-proclaimed relationship guru and an image consultant who is better known for divisive, misogynistic commentary about Black women in particular, passed Thursday at the age of 56, according to reports. There were no immediate reports of cause of Samuels' death. The death was confirmed by multiple media outlets, including Revolt Black News, The Neighborhood Talk, and I forgot the main source that actually released this before it even got to Revolt in Neighborhood Talk. As I was searching Twitter, I was taken back by the comments that I seen in regards to Kevin Samuels, the average at best, the Godfather, the comments that I was seeing from African American women. I'm an 80s baby, so I was raised in a church, Baptist, Pentecostal, Church of God in Christ. And I know a lot of us have grandparents or had grandparents, so on and so forth, that raised us and loved on us. With that being said, I was just very taken aback by the comments. I know that Kevin Samuels was very hard on Black women. Yes, he was. Was he right about everything he said? No. But he did speak a lot of truth. His way of delivery was difficult. Hi, TRG. How you doing, Joseph Lynn, Israel? Welcome. I'm so sorry, you guys, that I ended up being late. My computer was being a straight hater, and I hope we can get the things that I would like to share with you guys going. And it's already acting up when I shared that comment. But as I was saying, is the comments that I had seen, on Twitter and stuff like that. I know that, Kevin Samuels was he was harsh on Black women, man. But I don't know. To me, from my perception, I do think that Kevin Samuels did want Black women and Black men to get married. That he did promote marriage, and that he was realistic in regards to the statistics and the things out there. Providing confidence in the African American male. I mean, we could pick the brother apart all day long, but just to see Black women celebrating that another Black man was dead, it's like we are really, really a broken people. So, should we celebrate Kevin's passing because of this?
The term average at best would be pretty fair.
Okay,
But listen,
I'm listening.
but the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
Woo! Wow. Here's another one by The Godfather.
They do, but I'm familiar with the women who he presents with. They live out in the Atlanta area, and they know Kevin Samuel's relatives, and they said, yeah, he's been in touch with the relatives, and they said, yes, he's gone.
Ooh, now wait a minute, y'all. This is a credible source.
Yes, it's a credible source.
Pink Pill is a credible source. If Pink Pill said it, so
Child. So, yes, and that was Nosy Hex Live. She was definitely live and got the confirmation of Kevin Samuel's passing. So, anyway, I wanted y'all to listen to this. Check this clip out right here.
Face.
Fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's
No,
why
it's
we.
not. It's
That's why we
objective,
have
brother.
That's why we have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci
right.
equation.
That's right.
You can look at
That's
facial
right.
symmetry and see that
That's right.
beautiful people. You can map their facial structure, and it goes to a mathematical calculation.
Oh yeah.
Beauty is universal, and the
Yep.
thing is, we're talking about Black women. They are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks. Facial symmetry.
Do you agree that Black women are on the opposite end of the spectrum? Is that the reason why the women, our Black women, are dancing in the streets in regards to Kevin Samuel's passing? A lot of our brothers out there are hurting right now. They are definitely brokenhearted. They've lost a father figure. A lot of these men looked at Kevin Samuels as a godfather, a father, a friend. Some said a daddy. They looked at him like daddy. But like I said, the part that really had taken me aback was the rejoicing on Twitter. So let's look over here and see what it says. Okay, hold on. That is... Okay. Black woman hater Kevin Samuels reportedly dead at 56. Twitter reacts. Okay. So let's go into this article here. I don't know if it's gonna... What is it gonna show? Okay. It says, Black woman hater Kevin Samuels reportedly dead at 56. Now, this is from an article from the looks of Black Twitter. He won't be missed. So let me screen share this. I'm gonna have to call Cox Cable and give them a piece of my mind, y'all. Hold on. When I think about you, when I think about you, when I think about you. Okay. Here we go. Okay, and we're loaded. Let's see. Okay. Are you gonna be really slow? And what are you gonna do? You're gonna go down so I can reach you or what? Okay. Now, this article here is going to be discussing how... Oh Lord, did it pass it up? Come on now. My laptop, I swear y'all, I've been trying to go live for like 4 hours. And my MacBook is moving like a turtle's bumhole. And it's very frustrating. I could have done several uploads about this by now. Okay. The death of He-Man woman hater Kevin Samuels is trending on Twitter. One woman on social media claimed that her husband was the responding officer who found Samuels earlier today at his Atlanta apartment. Now, I was chopping it up with this one person on Twitter, and allegedly they say that um, Kevin Samuels unfortunately passed away due to that booger sugar and Viagra, and they just was swearing up and down that they was telling the truth. And they say when all the information come out, then I need to contact them and give them an apology, okay? Because I was like, how do you know that's true? You know, you just spitting out stuff about this, about this brother. You know, it says Kevin Samuels allegedly died of cardiac arrest this morning, and all them Red Bulls. Y'all better stay away from them Red Bulls, man. Them Red Bulls, man, they have your heart going doo-doo, 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 and you'll kill over. There's a lot of sugar and a lot of caffeine, and it's not good for our bodies. So here goes a message here saying, didn't he just pass away? And then somebody else said, yes, he did this morning. My husband was one of the officers who secured the building he stayed in. This is moving like slow as hell. I do have the StreamYard link here. I'm pretty sure everybody in the mama is live discussing about Kevin Samuels. But I wanted to discuss it from a Black woman's perspective, because I am a Black woman and I can share my thoughts in regards to how Kevin Samuels' commentary has had an effect on me and some of my sister friends. Twitter users, specifically Black women, did not shed any tears regarding the 56-year-old self-proclaimed male image consultant's death. They wasted no time. Oh my gosh, like some of the stuff on Twitter, it's brutal. And it's moving so slow. I don't know what you do to I'm going to stop the screen sharing. And then hopefully it will be a lot better if I just speak. And if anybody's out there and can hear me, please let me know if there's anything wrong with my sound. It would be truly appreciative. You can go ahead and hit that link. I would love to know from a woman's perspective, a Black woman especially, how did Kevin Samuels' commentary affect you? Are you celebrating that Kevin Samuels has gone on to the upper room? How do you feel? I don't wish death on nobody, man. I don't. I mean, they wasted no time on Twitter, y'all. Kevin Samuels called women over 35 leftovers in less than a week. His ASS became a bag of bones. Which priestess is responsible? So I guess they trying to say that some black magic was put on the brother. Thank you, TRG baby. Okay. My laptop is moving so slow. It's so frustrating. I truly apologize for any inconvenience. Okay. Let's get back here to these Twitter posts. Okay. So some 20 minutes ago, it says Kevin Samuels is really, really gone. hear someone saying being happy that Kevin Samuels is dead is very much weird, but do you? Um, the hate for Kevin Samuels is extremely overwhelming. So why isn't it not letting me? Okay, there it is. It's just moving slow. Hello, dear. How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. So, what are your thoughts on Kevin Samuels?
You just jumping right in. Huh? Hold on
Yes,
one second.
ma'am.
Let me get something to drink and I'll be right back with you. Give me
Okay.
2 seconds.
Okay. Hi, Tavia Jones. She says the people that are happy is disturbing. They're acting so crazy at my job right now. Really, at your job? They're acting crazy at your job. Where do you work, Tavia? Well, be careful because these people crazy out here. Probably not safe to even disclose that, but that is really, really sad. How does that make you feel, Tavia? That people are happy about Kevin Samuels passing? Did his commentary upset you? Did you support his commentary?
All right, so all the
Tavia says that they tripping over at her job about it, girl. The people
that's
that are
crazy.
happy is disturbing, and they're acting so crazy at my job right now.
Okay. My thing is this. I may not have agreed with everything that he said or did, but people gotta remember he still was a person.
Sis, turn
He
your TV
still
off
was
in the
a
background, sis.
wait a minute. Let me push the mute button if I can find it. All right. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, he was still a person, and he still had a family. He was somebody's son. He was somebody's father. He was somebody's husband. He was somebody's brother. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whether you agreed with him or not, he's still a person, and his family still exists. So you have to be careful about what the things that you're doing and saying when somebody dies, because that stuff will come back to you. And granted, yes, he belittled black women to the fullest. And like I said, I may not have agreed with everything he said or did, but at the end of the day, he was still a human being. And it's sad that people are celebrating that this man is dead. It's just sad to me. That lets us know how far we have fallen as people when you are celebrating somebody's death because you didn't like his opinions or the way he felt or the way he expressed himself. All I can say is y'all are dead wrong for that.
It's
I would
sickening.
never,
It's
I would
sickening.
never, I would never celebrate somebody passing away because that you like I said, he still had a family. And they're going to be hearing this and talking about this, you know what I'm saying, for the next couple of weeks. And his family is still going to have to deal with the fallout of the things that he said and did. But y'all got to remember, this man is still, he still was a father. He has children. Whether his wives was, whether he was with his wives or not, you know what I'm saying? They still have a common bond, which is their children. He had a mother, he had a father, he had children, he had siblings. it's just disgusting how people are celebrating this man's death like he wasn't a person, like he was an alien or something, and sad to say, like he was Donald Trump. But I mean, I wouldn't wish death on anybody, nobody, and I sure wouldn't be celebrating the fact that a person passed away. That's deplorable.
It does show. It shows how our people, a lot of our people, are hurt. Like
Yeah,
Kevin
broken.
Kevin Samuels had cancer before too as well, and what I was reading that the type of cancer that he has, once you overcome it and your body heals, it can, I guess, from the treatment, it can cause cardiovascular issues in the body.
Like I said, people celebrating this man's death is deplorable. I just can't understand why people literally are like, I heard somebody say,
I can't hear. We can't hear you, Kim.
oh wait, I said, I said this, that I just can't believe that people are literally like celebrating this man's death. And I heard somebody say, ding dong, the bee is dead. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, this man literally lost his life, and people are making jokes and all kinds of stuff about this man being deceased. It's not a joke. And granted, we all have to go that way, but at the
And look
end of the
at this, though, sis. Tavia
huh?
is in the medical is a medical professional,
Hmm.
and they're acting like this in that type of atmosphere, and
Exactly.
we wonder why our brothers dog walk us like that.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Go ahead, Kim.
Now, like I said, whether we agree with him or not, some of the stuff that he said was excellent points. He had valid points. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, whether we like it or not, it was him expressing himself. Now, on another side of that, I feel as though he was broken. He was broken. And instead of him trying to fix what's broken in him, he lashed out on the women who broke him, which was his mother, his sisters, his wives, and they probably were all black women. You understand what I'm saying? And he looked at their stories and just, but the thing that got me was he put all black women in that category. He didn't discriminate against, okay, if you wear a size 12, and like he treated the size 12s just like he treated the 24. You know what I'm saying? A woman who was a 24. And I feel like some of the stuff that he said was on point, but a lot of the stuff that he said was so dead wrong because he put all black women in the same category, and it's messed up that he did that because all black women are not what he said they were. You understand what I'm saying? I just feel like he was a broken man and he was trying to get back at the people who broke him. And 9 times out of 10, they probably were all black women, from his first girlfriend to his last wife. You understand what I'm saying? He lashed out at the people who broke him, whether it was in relationship or situationships or whatever. And from my understanding, the girl that was with him left him there. Like she called 911, but she left him there. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy, like
Allegedly. Go ahead.
allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly, but it's kind of crazy how the people he was entertaining and people follow him because he was entertaining, whether it was controversial or not. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like, how can I put it? His disdain for black women came from somewhere. Disdain for black women came from somewhere. And instead of him getting that fixed, he chose to lash out at other black women, whether it was right or wrong, whether it was good or bad. 9 times out of 10, the women that he spoke to on his lives, he could have caused those women to hurt themselves because of some of the stuff that he said to them. He could have really broken a lot of women who called into his show. And as bad as that is, he still was a human being. He still had feelings. And I think if I would have spoke to him, the first question I would have asked him was, who broke you? Who broke you for you to feel the way that you feel about all black women and you stereotype every black woman in that thing? You
Well,
said
he would have said he does not use stereotypes, Sam. He uses data. It's back a lot
okay,
of his stuff is backed by data and science.
and but
So
it couldn't
he
have
would have
been.
dismissed you on that. A lot of it was
He
the
with
height,
some
height
of
and
it.
weight. Listen, what Kevin Samuels was teaching wasn't new. He was just
Right.
a black. He was just a black face behind it. There's already been
Mhm.
science and articles and studies done on this.
Mhm.
Now, peep this right here.
Likely term. Average at best would be pretty fair. Why
Okay, and
would,
these
but why
and
would, but listen,
I'm
the issue,
listening.
but the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
Oh, hold on.
Face.
Fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's
No,
why
it's not. It's
that's why we
objective,
have
brother.
that's why we have the golden ratio, the
That's
Fibonacci
right.
equation.
That's right.
You can look at
That's
facial
right.
symmetry and see that
That's right.
beautiful people, you can map their facial structure, and it goes to a mathematical calculation.
Oh yeah.
Beauty is universal. And the
Yep.
thing is, we're talking about black women. They are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks. Facial symmetry.
But that's not true. It's not true, sis.
He he told that woman to be girl. He told that woman to be reincarnated. I said, "Oh my goodness!
He
Oh
said
my
because she could.
goodness!"
He said because she could not. She could never get a high value man.
But a
And it's
high
not
value
true.
man is in a very low percentile. You talking about multi-millionaire men? Multi-millionaire men don't want women that are majority are not going to want women that are overweight. That's the truth. It's unfortunate. Now I'm not saying that there's not high value men, rich men that wouldn't date a woman that has a extra body on top of body. But the odds of you seeing a whole bunch of multi-millionaire men, white, black, or whatever, they're not going to be with obese women and women
Mm.
that have multiple children when they have choices of young, skinny, vibrant, young girls. Because they multimillionaires. They travel. They go to these big events. They're not going to want to drag in no 300-pound woman with no neck. You got to
Wow.
keep that shit real. That's just keeping it real. If we was rich and was a multimillionaire, we wouldn't want no fat dude. We would want to get the best of the best. You have to have a long schlong, a six-pack, dress good, smell good, speak nice. I think that he was realistic in regards to that. Now, how he hammered it in was a whole, different type of way. And
But
he
this is
also
the thing.
was also
My
saying,
question, my
hold on,
question to
hold on,
that.
hold on. And the other thing that I was going to say was the thing that he was realistic to me, in my opinion, about what he discussed is women, us as women, are not looking at the average guy, the dude that makes $80,000, $70,000, $100,000 a year. The electrician, the plumber, the mechanic. We want to jump past him and then just give me an NBA player, a football player. So, but go ahead, sis.
But my question to that would be, what do you consider a high value man? Is it just the ball players? Is it just the actors? Is it just the football players? Is it just the rappers? Is it what do you consider a high value man? That's the question. Because see, I look at this when
It's
it come
not. It's
down
not
to
just. It's not just money, but a high
that's
value
what I'm
man.
saying.
It's not just money, but you have to be, in a certain percentage making value. Okay. Traits of a high value man that separate them from average. He has more value than he takes. He is non-needy and non-approval seeking. He has life goals and works towards them. He never chases, he attracts. He's assertive, not aggressive. He's emotionally intelligent. Hold on. Now, in the African American community, the percentage of men that make what, girl? What would that be? That are multimillionaires is what, in 1%?
Mm-hmm.
And there's less of them, and there's more women, which gives them more an opportunity to pick. And a lot of those men are not faithful because they travel a lot.
A lot of the rich ones ain't
And,
faithful
and
either.
being a rich man's wife is work.
It is.
I dated rich men, and it's work. They
It
have all
is.
these events you gotta go to. You gotta go meet up with the vice president. You gotta have on really expensive clothes. You gotta have the house, and like you gotta be. It's a job.
It is. It really is because I've dated there too. But the thing is, I would rather have a genuine man than have a high value man. That's just me. Because I feel like this. If he loves me and he makes me happy, that's all I'm worried about. I'm not worried about what he got in his bank account. And see, that's the
Girl, you
problem with
don't
the
worry about.
world today.
But the thing is, we have to be realistic. It takes money to pay the light bill, the gas bill. People
Exactly.
get sick. You can get cancer. You can get all kinds of stuff. And the rent has to be paid. The mortgage. The kids got to go to
Right.
school. And ain't
You're
nobody
right.
love don't pay the bills. Let's keep it real. We can love a
I
man
know
all day
that.
long. And if we ain't gonna love his ass on no goddamn curb. Let's just go keep it real.
That is true. But my thing is this, Nicole. If he is good to you, okay? Say he makes $80,000 a year, okay? But he's really good to you and y'all family structure, y'all foundation is completely solid, okay? And he makes $80,000 a year. Wouldn't you consider him a high value man?
Yeah, in my head, he would be high value.
Okay. If
But
he
that's
made
my perception. That would be my perception, my feelings, and my thoughts. But based
right,
on the science and out there how they have this scale and stuff, that's a whole complete different ballpark. I would be very happy with a man with $100,000 a year. I think that's reasonable. A non-unrealistic expectation to date a man with
okay.
100 grand a year.
Now, if you had a man who made $50,000 and he was doing the exact same thing, you wouldn't consider him a high value man,
High value.
or would you consider him average?
I mean, I don't put men in that type of category. I mean, a good God fearing man that can take care of his family it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
see,
I don't.
that's what I'm saying. As long as he is doing the right things, that's what I consider a high value man. I don't consider a
Yeah,
man that has millions and millions
that's
of dollars
but
just
that's what
because
these
he
women
has
are
that
calling
kind
into a show.
just because he has that kind of money doesn't make him a good person. 9 times out of 10, the men who really do have it like that, they are whores. They're very disrespectful. They're arrogant, and they will make you want to hurt them because they feel like you're dispensable. Okay? Soon as you don't do something they don't like, or you do something that they don't feel is appropriate or whatever, they will leave you. Or what they'll do is they'll sideline you until they feel as though it's kind of like they put you on punishment. You know what I'm saying? They say, I didn't like what you did, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sideline you for a couple weeks, and then when I think you've learned your lesson, type shit. That's not a high value man to me. They feel like they can control you with money. That's not a high value man with to me. And see, that's the thing with these young ladies today. They're looking for what he considers a high value man, a baller, somebody that's spending money every time they turn around or whatever the case might be, flying them all over the world. But then they disrespect you when you get there. Yeah, they might buy you everything you ask for while you're there. But if he sees something on the beach that he like, he gonna leave you in the room. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, it your perspective on things is supposed to be right. As long as your perspective on things is right, then you know what you're doing. But if if what you call a high value man is a man who has $1 million, guess what? He gonna break your heart, honey, because the money is what rules you. That's why these girls out here artificially inseminating themselves with condoms from these so-called ballers, poking holes in the condoms and all kinds of crazy shit so they could get pregnant for a baller. And 9 times out of 10, they treat them just like they treat the other baby mamas and don't take care of their fucking kids. Excuse my French. Look at Future. He got what, 7 baby mamas? And they've been putting his ass on blast for the last year. Nick Cannon is like the only person, the only man that I actually heard say, "Shit, I wanted to get her pregnant."
Right, yeah. And that he
You
can
know what I'm
afford
saying?
it. And that he
Right.
can
He can
afford
afford to take care of his kids. You ain't heard Mariah and nobody else say he don't take care of their kids.
So Future don't take care of his kids?
No. Them girls, them girls been putting him on blast all last year. Talking about how he don't take care of his kids, he don't come see them, he don't do nothing for them, all kinds of shit.
Okay. Hi L Mike, how you doing, baby? Okay, LOL.
How you doing?
He said, how can he sideline you and put you on punishment unless you have a self-esteem issue?
Exactly. And 9 times out of 10, you don't think these young girls got self-esteem issues for everything they doing for the gram, OnlyFans. Think about it. They doing it for the money. The majority of them are doing it for the money. They want to be famous.
So you think it's not even, it's about the lifestyle, not about the love.
Yes, I do.
Hmm. Well, Kevin Samuels told that woman that she needed to be reincarnated, child. I just couldn't believe it. I just was like,
Exactly.
oh my goodness.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
wonder
he
if
could have
she,
called
you think
he,
she's celebrating?
huh?
You think she probably celebrating?
I have no clue. But I don't think like I said, I don't think I would celebrate somebody's demise. That's just that's just crazy to me.
I don't know, because this is hard to take, sis. Hold on.
Likely the term. Average at best would be pretty fair. Why
Okay, and
would,
these
but why
and
would, but listen,
I'm
the issue,
listening.
but the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
Ooh.
Who is he to say what she can't get? That's what I'm saying. Like some of the stuff that he said was so off the wall. It's like how do you know what I could get? Cause see, my thing is this. From a young age, I've always been on the thicker side. Okay. I've always been a big girl. I consider myself a big girl. And even when I was in a 16, I was still a big girl. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this. I was pulling niggas that skinny girls was pulling. Chicks was afraid when it came to me. Okay? So I can't sit there and say that because she was skinny, she got a high value man and I didn't. No, that's not how I go. That's not how I go. But like I said, I could not in my heart celebrate somebody's demise. That's crazy to me. And just like people are saying that he needed to watch what he put out in the universe, well, you need to watch what you put out in the universe too, because at the end of the day, celebrating somebody's demise, that's the worst thing you could do. That's how you know that this world is so desensitized and so wicked because people are sitting there celebrating somebody passing away because he said he told his opinion on life and the things that happened to him. He was a broken man, and black women broke him, and he used it as fuel, and he attacked black women.
Well, I'm trying to find some of these comments here
Yeah,
on Twitter. What is Wesley Snipes okay? By the way, like, why is
child.
Wesley Snipes is really really thin? Like, it's like, what's wrong with him? Is he okay?
I don't know. I think they
Like
said
he,
he was sick though. I think they said he was sick because
oh
that last award show or something he
yeah.
went to, they were saying he was sick allegedly.
Someone says, I don't believe Kevin Samuels is dead, but for the record, but me not feeling bad if he doesn't mean I'm celebrating it. He went out of his way to be cruel. We are not required
Hmm.
to mourn virtues he didn't show, and asking
True.
black women of all people to show tact.
I mean, like I said, good, better, and different. I didn't agree with everything that he said or did, but I'm not going to sit there and celebrate his demise. I mean, he was evil and cruel, and that was just who he was. But I can't sit there in good faith and say I'm happy he's gone. No, I can't do that because at the end of the day, he was still a human being. He still had a soul. He still was a person. And I just find that really, really strange that people would literally like say stuff like "ding dong, the bitch is dead," and other cruel things. Like you gonna be cruel to him in death because he was cruel to other people in life. What sense does that make? Two wrongs don't make it right.
Evil on top of evil, I guess. Wow, look at this one. It says Kevin Samuels 6 feet under. This is
Exactly.
too good. Too good, they saying.
See what
Like,
I'm
wow.
saying?
I don't know. It's like morbid or something. Am I tripping, y'all? Like, it says all Kevin Samuels did was tell women the truth and tell guys to get their shit together. But people act like he's a evil villain in a movie. And then this gentleman says, Kevin Samuels died. What now? Who are the fatherless niggas going to look up to now?
Mm. See what I'm saying?
And these are some brothers. Kevin's little Nichols minions are absolutely spiraling in my mentions and DMs anyway. Coat O and black women have a wonderful rest of your day. So there's men over here that's like, and they're okay. So now they're gonna say that these dudes that are on, I forgot what's the name of this show. Oh, Fresh and Fit. They about to be the next Kevin Samuels. Oh Lord, do Jesus, no.
See what I'm saying? It just doesn't, it don't sit well with me. It's not sitting well with me at all.
Kick rocks, bitch. Kick rocks, bitch. Kick rocks, bitch.
What's that?
Bitch.
That's Kevin Samuels telling Shekinah to kick rocks off of his show.
Mm.
Kick rocks, bitch.
Okay, and it says the fact that the stuff he said bothered people so much that they celebrated his death says more about them than him.
Exactly.
People really got to embrace themselves and determine their own value.
Exactly. That's why I said what I said about what do you consider a high value man?
Hmm.
Because a man that's making $50,000 a year, but he's taking care of his business, is considered a high value man to me. A man that's making 80,000 and he's doing the same is a high value man to me. A man that's making 250,000 and taking care of his business at home, high value man.
Any man that's taking care of his family and taking care of home and himself and his health and his protecting his family is a
Is a
high
high
value.
value man. Exactly. So
And
how can you sit there and
he's not
tell somebody that they're never going to get one and they need to be reincarnated in order to get a high value man? What kind of shit is that?
because it's based off of the dating market scale. There's a scale.
And he said if you plus size, you'll never get a husband. That's a damn lie.
Lil,
That is a lie.
L Mike, you're more than welcome to come up here, my dear. I would love to hear your perspective, boo.
That is a whole and complete lie. That if you're a plus size girl, you can't get married. That's a lie.
He didn't
And
say
if you're over
he
40,
didn't say that a plus size woman or women over 35 couldn't. Women are calling into his show specifically saying that they wanted to date high value men.
well, they not
Men,
looking in the right places because,
the
like
one
I said,
percentage.
right, he was rude, but that was his style. And like I said, that was his opinion about things. Now, and like I said, how you gonna tell me what I can attract when you don't even know me? You're just giving your opinion off of my looks. That's it.
But we also have to think too. Part of that was entertainment, and he was a YouTuber, and you know, a lot of that was for the to get clicks and views too. He had to play a certain type of character when he was on here, because he used to be on here dragging the hell out of men, and
Mm,
that's not what blew him up. He's been on YouTube for many years.
mm.
But the sad thing is what blew him up and had the manosphere, come in and wrap their arms on him was dragging black women. And that's the part that's really,
And
really
another
sad.
thing,
Because,
and
a lot
another
of the
thing.
stuff that he encouraged, like about the obesity rate and encouraging women and men to lose weight and to get into shape of their health and
Mm-hmm.
letting men know about the statistics. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels said, right? This is how we used to look. Peep game.
Consequence for you leaving me didn't make sense, baby. I can tell there's something heavy on your mind. Just lay it on the line. I can see the hurry get through the souls of your sad eyes, and to me it's no surprise. All you've been doing, now that my love is gone. Tell me, baby. All you've been doing. you the kind of loving like I do. I still hear those farewell words you said that day in time. Those words were so unkind, drowned in tears. I cried and cried when you walked out of my life. But you know I'm telling it right. Tell me, baby. Are you feeling it, baby? Tell me. Tell me, baby. Tell me. Yeah. Are you feeling it, baby? Left me for some other guy, and now you're back with an alibi. It took all the hell he put you through to see how good I was for you. Now you're feeling all alone. You had a good thing, but now it's gone. Now you want things to wear the world. Too late, 'cause I got someone in my world. It's all about my world, girl. And you know I mean, you know I am the one that you did wrong. You said, tell me.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. That's how he said we supposed to look, girl. We supposed to look like on the Soul Train line. We ain't supposed to have no hair hats on. We ain't supposed to have no long nails, tattoos all the way from our neck down our chest. We ain't supposed to be looking like that. Don't no man want no woman that look like that, daughter. He want a woman that know how to speak, girl. You can't be talking all ghetto or you gonna get dead.
Term. Average at best would be pretty fair. Why would, but listen,
I'm
the
listening.
but the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
Go ahead, Kim.
I want to hear the end of that. Can you play the end of that? Like after he said that, what happened? Do you have that?
Do I have the what, babe? What did you say, sis?
Ending of that, like the ending of what
No, I don't have the. I would have to find it.
okay. But what I was gonna
Let me
say is
let me look for it and provide your commentary on the little bit that you did see.
like I
Hold on.
said, what but my thing is this. First of all,
You told that woman
isn't
to
it
be real.
isn't it fair to say that okay, Biggie was a big guy, Rick Ross was a big guy, Hev was a big guy, and they all had big women or big girls that was in love with them. That gave them children. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the big girls some of the big girls who found love. Okay, Lizzo is in love right now. She's a big girl. So is she supposed to settle for an average man because she's a big girl? 9 times out of 10, let me tell you something. What I found out being around industry people, 9 times out of 10, most of the men that are what he considers high value men, the rich ones, the ones with the money and in the bank and all of that stuff, the ones that's making movies and all of that stuff, 9 times out of 10, they want somebody that's low key. They want somebody that's like, I'll let you have your moment type thing. They want somebody that they can chill with and take them out and stuff like that. They rather not have an industry relationship because 9 times out of 10, we see what industry relationships look like every week. Is somebody on there talking about F that nigga, fuck that hoe, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy how we watch these Twitter beefs go on. We watch these Instagram beefs go on. We watch the Facebook beefs go on. And it's like, it's entertaining, but at the same time, it's like, why? Why are you putting all your business on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever? Why? Does everybody really need to know what's going on in your relationship? Do the world need to know? I don't think so. Do the world need to know that Future ain't taking care of his kids? Not really.
Well, right here, I found this video, and this is Kevin Samuels' friend. Um, and let's listen to a little bit of what he has to say about Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Fair Use.
It's just crazy how things play out. Things can never predict. I don't know what to say right now.
So,
Honestly, I don't even know if I can say what I really want to say. This is what I was saying. Kev was a really good friend of mine. Somebody I love and appreciate. We had a lot of conversations on books. I mean, behind the scenes. I
I
cherish
really
my
can't
friend.
hear what he's saying.
I'm trying to fix it now. And you need to mute my.
All that really love about it, and
I need to mute mine.
it's almost like I wish I could tell you like some of the stuff that we talked about. It was so insightful and it was so much love, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? When we connected, he reached out to me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to rock with me. And the first time that I met him, I will share this with you. The first time that I actually met him, I knew him way before we ever visibly connected online. Way before any kind of videos, collaborations, way before we ever jumped on a piece of show with each other. The first time that we ever connected was in Miami. We really tapped in and we linked up, and it was really dope. And it was actually, it's crazy. I will say this: I loved him while he was here. That's the biggest thing. I'm not gonna tell any stories. I know I don't have any choice but to do a live stream. I mean, I got a choice, but I know that I'm gonna have to live stream and really, really deep dive and go into this and things like that. But I loved him while he was here, and very few people can say that. There's a lot of people that capitalized off of him. There's a lot of people that's clout chasing off of him. There's a lot of people that smeared his name and did all kind of negative things and videos. And no matter what happens, no matter what you say, no matter what comes along with it, you're gonna have to eat that, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to go to sleep with yourself, understanding that you was a hateful person while he was here. And that's the biggest thing that I want to emphasize to people. And I know it's the unconventional message, but I'm an unconventional person, and I've never ever, and he's always told me, Anton, don't worry about being like everybody else. Be unapologetically you. Focus on what it is. And he sometimes he tried to give me certain advice, and I would push back, or I would give him some advice and he would laugh and stuff like that. But the most important thing was that I've been loyal. I always was loyal. You never heard me say one negative thing about him out of my mouth. It was never about that. It was never about clout chasing. I never once asked him to be a part of my show. Never once asked him to jump on my live stream in order to do anything specifically or anything like that. And it's a lot of content creators like that. And he offered a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't about that. I was just so appreciative of our friendship. And when he did jump on and cam up and whatever, you know what I'm saying, when he jumped on the Lapeef network and things like that, that was enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Because the friendship was more important than, you know, any kind of visibility that came with us being friends offline. And that's the thing, man. Like, y'all have to genuinely start caring for people, genuinely want the best for people, genuinely loving them when they're here. Because if this is not the biggest example of what happens when I don't even want to predict nothing. I don't want to do none of that. I don't even want to talk about the fallout that happens as a result of it. All I want to do is show him love. I love and I appreciated him while he was here. Always had his back, still have his back. And however it's going to play out, it's going to play out. But just understand this. You know what I'm saying? Let this be a wake-up call for people in that we don't have forever. You know what I'm saying? We always plan for it and we anticipate being here forever or here till we 80 and 90. But I'm just saying that our time can be gone tomorrow. I live every single day and I leave it on the floor. I leave nothing to chance. It's the main reason why I started documenting my journey. And a lot of y'all have heard me say this over and over and over again. The reason that I got on YouTube in the first place was to document the journey so that my legacy and my life, people would be able to lean on that and say, okay, this is what he messed up in, this is what he had successful. But more importantly, this was his thoughts and this is the legacy that he's leaving. I leave it all on the table every single day. And the one thing that absolutely sticks with me every time I think about him is that he always used to push me and say, and it's the reason why I go so hard today. He used to say, Anton, I know you ain't gonna let a 50-year-old man outwork you. I know you ain't gonna let a 50-year-old man outwork you. He said that you way further along than I was when I was 40. So I know you ain't gonna let a 50-year-old man outwork you. And so that's what I did. I just worked, I grind. And it was just a part of my DNA. And he knew how to leverage the thing that was most important to me and how to push me, which was one of the reasons why I valued him as a friend and not as just a content creator. Very few people can say that they had real conversations and, you know, had his personal phone number and kicked it with him on that type of level and can call him or he would call me or whatever. And he would hit me up and say, Time Dog, you want to fly to New York? You want to go and pick up some Rolexes and stuff like that. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. They don't even seem real. It just does not seem real. If Kev has ever done anything for you, whether he's forced you to hold yourself accountable, or if you ever made a video about him and made $1 off of his name, if you've ever benefited from any of his advice, if you start to think differently, or he even forced you to start taking into consideration who you are as a person so that you can get better results in any way. And this goes especially for the people that had personal conversations with him and that was friends with him. And I know a lot of y'all. I know a lot of y'all that had personal conversations with him because we never talked about other people, but he would mention, yeah, I talked to this person, or yeah, I talked to that person. If you've ever had any kind of personal interaction with Kevin, please do not smear his name. Do not start clout chasing and start trying to use this in order to try to get yourself up and all of that. Real talk. Straight up. You got this video and you got the one that I'm the live stream. I'm gonna live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna give my thoughts after I've gathered myself. I gotta do the Lapeef Network tonight. And then the legacy of who he is and how he's impacted my life will be reflected in my actions. You will see no dumpster fires over here. Kev, I loved you while you was here. I appreciate you. Thank you for playing.
Girl. Okay. I hope that you can hear me. I don't know what's wrong with StreamYards. It says that my internet has power boost, it's on, and everything is just moving really, really slow. I don't know what happened to Kimmy. It probably could have accidentally kicked her off. This thing has been tripping all day long. I'm so sorry, you guys. Ugh. StreamYards, you suck. So I don't even know if you guys even heard anything that gentleman said. But that was a gentleman that met Kevin Samuels. Him and Kevin Samuels became very good friends. And he learned a lot from him. So here goes something else. Kevin Samuels' last shocking video, and he was discussing about dating.
Older women are too hard to deal with. I talk to women every day. And when I talk to professional women over 35,
Hey, Mike, is that you? Can you turn your camera on for me, baby? You can just flash it and you can turn it back off so I know you ain't I ain't getting trolled, because people be doing some crazy stuff. And I'm not gonna share it on the screen. Can you like flash me real quick? Did I lose my boo? Come back, Mike. Okay. I do not know what's wrong with StreamYards. Y'all, if you've seen this back screen back here, it is just doing too much. Hold on, Mike. I'm trying to get my banner up. And it's just stuck. It won't let me maneuver through the controlling system in the back is just frozen. So I can't even click on to even add you. Like, it's really tripping. Okay. Come on back, Mike. It's unstuck now. So we're until when Mike comes back, then I'll add him on. And we'll continue listening to Kevin Samuels. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe.
a laundry list of requirements, and it's like, I've actually taken to the point to where I record some women and I play it back in the session. I'm like, listen to how you sound. They're like, oh, I didn't know I sounded like that. I'm like, that's how you go into the dating market, with your fists up, ready to tell a man he ain't crap.
I love you too, sis.
So if that's the case, ladies, what are you expecting from me? So I'm going to go over to Facebook and I'm going to read some of these comments. And we're going to open it up. I'm going to bring in some people from, I'm going to bring in some folks from Instagram to talk, and then I'm going to also bring in some folks from Facebook. Why am I bringing in people from Facebook? Because whether you guys like it or not, Generation X women are part of the conversation too. Generation X women are part of the conversation too. And it is my personal opinion that a lot of Generation X women are messing up the conversation because they come to it in such a hostile way. And the thing is, ladies, we don't care. And if you're over 35 in particular, if you're over 40, it don't matter why. Well, the reason I am so and so and so and so, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me and why you're that way. All that matters to men is that's what it is. That's what it matters to men. It's like, well, damn. Well, like, y'all got to understand where we come from. No, we don't. Men don't have to understand where you come from. Men don't have to understand any of that stuff. Men are trying to get what they want out of life. And it's high time for women to start understanding that that's what it's going to be. And if you want to deal with a man, you're going to have to become easier. Easier. Not harder, easier. And women who are hard to deal with will remain alone. Here's the question I ask. Gentlemen, please don't comment or respond. Speak your mind without insult. From your position, what do you believe I get wrong? This is actually a good faith question. I ask, what do you think I get wrong? Or believe I get wrong? And more than anything else, the response was, who are you to say what you say? How dare you? All right, here's what I'm going to ask. And there are over 2,100 comments. hear somebody say, while there seems to be good intention with many messages, the presentation is distorted. First off, let's get one thing. I find it rich that so many women today now care about numbers. Facebook, let me tell you in particular, I find it funny that now women want to get into you only talk about one issue. You only talk about high value, or you only do this. You don't talk about everything. You don't talk about spirituality. What in the French toast do you think one person is supposed to do all of that? Name me one place. I'm not a one-stop shop. And when you do that, what you're basically saying, and I want you to understand, this is what they want you to do. They want one man to come in and talk about something from soup to nuts. You know why they want you to do that? Because it keeps you mired down in the details. At the end of the day, ladies, you're by yourself. You're only getting older and less agreeable. Spinster or crone. Well, you distort the numbers. 2 plus 2 is 4. Well, you don't talk about it. You don't require anybody else to do any of that stuff. You want me to come and talk about the effects of institutional this and this and that and blah 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 blah. And then when I do talk about it, well, who are you? You're not educated. But the funniest thing, gentlemen, I want you to understand where the next attack is going to come. They're going to start talking about numbers in earnest. Well, you always go over these stats. You always go over these numbers. Well, actually, the number you said was this, and it's really not this. It's bad, but it's that. My response is, why the French toast do you care about numbers now? When you were talking about black men are in jail down low, when a third of black men are incarcerated, you didn't care where the numbers came from then. When you were making all these talking points about men, you didn't question the numbers. You didn't ask who coordinated the numbers. You took whatever it was and ran with it. This is people questioning blackdemographics.com. Well, it's really not 70%. It's more like 50%. 50 or 70. The point of the matter is that it exists anyway. You're out of order. Because, ladies, you can be right, but you're losing. I want you to think about when I talk to women on the show. I get women who are older. When do you typically see me dealing with older women and they're happy? Y'all are some miserable. I mean, to the point now to where even women who talk to women, because that was the next post I put up there. That was the next post I put up there. I'm like, all right, but see, I can handle it. I can handle it. I said, all right, it has and continues to be well and publicly documented that anyone, male or female, who tells women the truth will get attacked by women. Yeah, anybody who tells women the truth, male or female, immediately you're going to get attacked. And it doesn't matter how polite you try to be with it, you're going to get attacked. I can start naming names, but you all don't talk about. Shout out to A3. Hit the button, yeah, man. Hit that super chat over on YouTube, man. Let's get it up. I'm going to bring in Facebook in just a minute because I do want to talk to someone from Facebook. And I asked the question. This has been shown to be accurate, irrespective of the tone or intent. Honest question, ladies. Then who can tell women anything? If a man can't tell you nothing, if a woman can't tell you nothing, who can say something? Who's qualified? And then conversely, why is it acceptable for women to openly every day criticize and critique men? Y'all bash men. And then you got nerve to say something about somebody's tone. And that's what all this came down to. It's like, wait a minute. Now you're upset that men have a voice. But men are just speaking their opinions. Now you're talking about the tone and this and that. Now you want folks canceled, but you don't want women canceled. And even if you want somebody to ask you, what are we getting wrong? How are we getting better? What are solutions? What I do not see from older women is any solutions. All I see is a bunch of complaints. I mean, that's what I see from older women. Women over 40 are littered with complaints. And I'll be honest, ladies, if this isn't you, kudos. But understand, this is what men are saying. That they're avoiding women of a certain age because it's over before it starts. These unrealistic expectations. I'm 40 with 4 kids, but I'm not gonna settle. No need to go out there. So here's your opportunity, ladies. How is an older woman or a woman over 30, a woman over 35, how are you gonna make it easier? And see, anytime that you hear women say real men, understand, gentlemen, anytime women start saying, here's my suggestion, gentlemen, and I'll be honest, you have to start identifying when women are trying to draw you into an emotional exchange because it's attention. Attention and lifestyle are addictive to women. You know, it has been well documented by people before me that attention is everything to women. Attention, attention, attention. But I think that there is something, not as much as attention, but right up here, attention and lifestyle. And men don't really factor anywhere into this. It is how women view other women. Women are having their own competitions amongst each other. Or attention and lifestyle, clout. Attention and lifestyle are clout. And the thing is, as an older woman, over 35, how are you going to be easier to deal with?
Now, that was a clip of Kevin Samuels sharing his thoughts on women 35, 40 years older. Women, do we complain too much? Was Kevin Samuels wrong? I really would love to know your thoughts. Will Kevin Samuels' message continue on? Do you think that the clout chasers are just going to jump on the bandwagon and pretend that they care about Black love, Black unity, and the Black family? Do you think or believe that Kevin Samuels cared about the Black family? There was marriages that came out of his Facebook groups. People actually got married and fell in love. Ain't nothing more beautiful than Black love, y'all. Let me play this disclaimer real quick. You're more than welcome to come down and hit the link and share your thoughts.
Hey, this is your girl Nicole Reloaded. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe and all that good Make sure you pay attention to this content disclaimer.
All right. I am seriously in shock. I just cannot believe that he gone. I don't want to believe it, y'all. I really wanted to see where it was going to go, where his commentary was going to go. Was it going to bring unification versus separation and to the war with Black women and Black men and bringing the family together? What's going to happen now without the YouTube Godfather? Where do we go from here?
The term average at best would be pretty fair.
Okay,
But listen,
I'm listening.
but the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
Do you think people would have actually listened to Kevin Samuels if he was, you know, real sweet instead of blunt? Do you think he would have got the numbers to be able to reach the black community? Do you think he made a difference?
Face.
Fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's
No,
why
it's
we.
not. It's
That's why we
objective,
have
brother.
That's why we have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci
right.
equation.
That's right.
You can look at
That's
facial
right.
symmetry and see that
That's right.
beautiful people. You can map their facial structure, and it goes to a mathematical calculation.
Oh yeah.
Beauty is universal, and the thing is, we're talking about black women. They are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks. Facial symmetry.
Now that one right there, that's the facial symmetrics of a black woman's face. We come in all different shapes and sizes. And we have, a lot of us have round faces, nice nose, full lips. And a lot of women go to get that fixed. Now that's the European standard of what beauty is. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But men and women do want someone that they're physically attracted to. We're attracted to pheromones and shapes and things of that nature. Are we lying to ourselves? Was the standard that was put in place on the dating pool this high value man? Is it unrealistic expectations that women have and men have? Have men been lowering their expectations? I don't know. I would love to hear from you. A lot of the things that Kevin Samuel said, though, we definitely can agree upon is that it was thought provoking. If it made you mad, sad, or wanted you to kick some ass, he definitely stimulated the mind. So, let's see. One of his last videos was somebody said, wait a minute, Kevin Samuel's last video before getting KILLED, like he was, or is people just clout chasing? Let me see. I don't know. So now here comes the conspiracy theories. I mean, allegedly they did state that the person that was there hold on. That the person that was there basically said that the individual left the scene and just left him there. So let's listen. Let me see if this is real right here. Okay, this is Kevin Samuel's daughter reacting, audio only.
Reaction, man, on today, you know,
Hold on.
and he had a heart. She basically just gave us a brief story on what happened to him, and you know, like.
Okay, he's not.
If
Okay, he's just giving commentary over it. He's not playing her audio.
Yo, it's definitely Cloud Chaser T.
Okay, here go Death of the Cloud Chaser. He always got
something. A lot of
something.
it when he came off just was
Let's see.
That live stream about to go viral.
Now, that dude, Anton Daniels, he said, "Rest in peace, my friend," and all that. I think he a credible source. But maybe he don't know. Maybe he's still trying to figure out like us. But he did put it on his fucking story.
Hey, yo, Wack, you know that chick Fee from Gossip in the City? She usually don't be capping. She usually be 100 what she says. She was the first person to break the story. That's where all this shit come from. So, if she lying, I mean, I don't think she'll lie about some shit like this, but, you know.
Oh, wait, Anton Daniels, they're posted. Yeah. He's dead, bro. Yeah. Not like.
And what's his Twitter? Where he posted that at?
He posted it on his Instagram.
Go to Reddit, man. Go to Reddit.
Take a picture real quick. Let me change it real quick for you, bro. Check it. You want to know the real answer, man. Go to fucking Reddit. Yeah, Anton should be on.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to Reddit. Anybody want to know what's going on this off? What's that night? Go to Reddit, man. That's how I found out that CEO Ricky.
Fucking women, y'all did it. We know it was y'all.
It's crazy. Somebody said that earlier. That's a fact, man. Black Twitter hated that, especially all the black females. They could have stand his ass. Hell no.
Hey, PTR, Chuck.
Nobody wanted to battle.
Yeah. He dead, bro. You feel me? If Anton says it, bro, yeah. Then he done. Yeah, Anton feel like he fucked with him in real life and shit.
So they only used to do a little podcast together.
Yeah, he'll be on Kevin's show and shit. Yeah, bro.
Y'all really fuck with females edition or not?
Hey, Diddy.
Yo,
they gonna find light traces of cyanide in his DNA, bro.
Lying.
Slowly but
Lying.
surely. That's crazy. You hate somebody that much. They got him.
Lying.
That's the thing to celebrate it, though, man. Why they didn't like him, bro? What did he do? Right? What did he do so bad? He was trying to motivate them to get in relationships. That's all he did, bro. That's it.
Yo, that's all. The crazy shit is, all his shit was based on facts. He wasn't even speaking personal opinions. When you watch him, you might think he's a little funny style, but he comes with facts. And then when you look at what the fuck he talk about, he was right. Like, what the shit he was saying.
And the nigga posted 20 hours ago, too. Yeah, he did a show last night, I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know you can get the tea.
Oh, I don't know nothing. I don't never know nothing.
Like, you fucking around. You know goddamn well what's going on.
I don't know.
You got it.
We don't know nothing.
Like, you got the paperwork. Paperwork party.
We don't know nothing.
Hey, yo, shout out to Big Stan. Anybody in the group want to come up? You already know, hit that greenhouse at the top, man. Shout out to Death of the Cloud Chaser.
Alyssa, what's up, Alyssa? Come off that mic, Alyssa.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, Big Gang, what's going on, Big Gang?
What's up, nigga? Huh? What the fuck you do to Captain?
Who's Captain?
Oh.
Good answer.
Hey, listen, check your channel. You were supposed to help me on the organization. I know you're busy, but when you got the time, help me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hey, Wack, we gotta pack that paperwork nigga up, man. That nigga ain't right, Wack.
Hey, that nigga different. Hey, that nigga sent me some shit. I don't know. I guess he be on all kind of little apps. They had the nigga Stan G. Talking about Stan G was part of the original roundup of 300 people arrested for potential suspects in Young Dog murder. I said, this nigga tripping.
That nigga came from YouTube. He be lying and shit. That nigga all.
Okay, they ain't talking about nothing. Now, what that was Whack 100 reaction to Kevin Samuels passing at the age of 56. And they're over there on Clubhouse. Shout out to Death of a Cloud Chaser. Sir Walter Jones did a really good live. Tyreek. Nasheed reaction.
Yo, it's still waiting on the.
Let's see. What did he say? So there's some are saying that the Red Bull
had some success. He had some success. I mean, man.
You know, Red Bull can cause a lot of issues. And he did appear to drink a lot of Red Bull. And then you mix Red Bull and alcohol together, that's a suppressant. You know, an upper and a downer all, you know what I'm saying, put together. That was not. These people on here talking about the death video of Kevin Samuels, knowing damn well got some heavy set guy here. These people just do all kinds of stuff to get, excuse me, to get clicks and views. Just anything.
I'm supposed to settle for a regular type of.
How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
I am a medium.
Dress size? Number?
Age 10.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
157.
First face out of the shower, just your natural face. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rank your looks?
Natural face.
What? Okay, fresh face out of the shower, your natural face. You can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? 1 to 10.
A 6.
Okay. A 6 is right above average. A 5 is average, right? You're 5'3", 100, that's dress size 10, so that's above average weight. 5'3", you should be looking at dress size 4. 4, 6, 125 pounds. Even if I believe you're 157, 160, you're almost 33 pounds, 33% over your ideal target weight. And you have to listen. If you're average to cute looking, if you're below average health from a weight standpoint, and you have 2 children, overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average? Factor all those things in together.
Average.
So why should you get anything over? Then why should you get above average? What do you need to settle for? You should get what you are.
I see millionaires with average women all the time.
They don't have big ass tattoos either, and 2 of the kids. Man, I'm just saying. Okay, I want to know. I mean, let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man?
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Wait.
No, you said so I should just settle. No, you said that. Listen. You said so I should just settle for an average guy, and I'm like, you're an average woman. Why should you not?
I would be settling. I mean,
why would you be settling, and he would? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money,
you ain't finding enough for no money.
I'm not finding enough for money.
Ooh, he was brutal. He was brutal on this one. This one is called, so I'm supposed to settle for a regular type of dude? The comments are, we're living in a world where 1 in 10 women have an ego higher than the sun. This is crazy. Damn, you mean to tell me a middle-class, single man, no kids, college degree, good credit, such as myself, has no chance with her? I need to step my game up. How do I make myself more valuable? Be reincarnated is the most brutal and true statement I ever heard. Women, if I wanted a high value man, what do I do? Kevin, reincarnated. You don't get money, you get second shift at the plant. She is literally a nice woman. She feels entitled to a top 1% man because she can be classy and because she is nice to be around. Laughing my ass off. Aside from the fact that she is a pinnacle of average at best in the terms of looks alone. Her attitude towards regular type of guys, of feelings like she is settling, is not something that most men would consider a positive personality trait. So even nice to be around sounds like a hot BS. Someone says, she'll be nice to be around as long as he's dropping cash, but as soon as he takes her to Chili's, she gonna claim he dumped her.
You said you're 5. You said you're 6, ma'am. You said you're 6. You don't get money. You get second shift at the plant. Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
Okay, ma'am. So
I have my own business.
congratulations. Don't care, ma'am. You got 2 children, and you said you are 6. I give you 5, 6. Your numbers together would be average. So why? So an average man would be upgrading to get you.
Look, I didn't say that.
I'm asking, ma'am, because we're just having a conversation. You said you'd be settling, so by extension, he would
Okay,
be.
so I guess we'll be settling for each other.
No, but my issue is, you said settling for him. That means you'd be getting something less than what you deserve. When we settle, we get less.
I already have everything that I need. If he's not adding to me, then that would be settling, right?
Fabian, I want you to understand what I asked you last night. I asked this question all the time to black women. If you have to work as hard today or harder if you want children with a husband, would you rather have a husband or be single? And almost 100% of the time, black women would say, if I have to work as hard as I am today with a husband, I'd rather be single. Because a husband is not, just by being a man ain't enough. He's supposed to make her life easier. That is why I have no problem telling women to die alone. It is not our job to make women's lives easier. It's our job to protect, provide. But that's not necessarily easy. It's harder. Relationships are hard. So, man.
Relationships are hard. They are hard. And they do take work. They do take a lot of work, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't nothing like some agape love. Ooh, child. Some good old true love from a strong black man that you can trust, that's going to be there for you financially, physically, spiritually, and mentally. But you got to be willing to do the work. You know, when you're unhealthy and you don't feel good all the time, it affects your sex life, your communication, you wanting to go out and date and having a good quality time with your man. It's hard to, get bent over, giving him that good doggy style and being able to throw that ass in a circle if your back hurting all the time because you got too much weight on your spine. And shout out to all the thick women, okay? As long as you're healthy, that's what's important. Was Kevin Samuels wrong? Excuse me. Are women 35 and over, are we complaining too much? Or are we demanding what we want?
You got all the things you need, except somebody to share life with. And the man who can meet your standards, okay? Can he meet other women's standards? Okay, then why should he not get the best? If he can meet your highest standard, he can meet another woman's standard. And all I'm saying is, why should a man have to settle for a woman with 2 kids? Because you got a business?
They don't have to. Kevin, they don't have to settle for me.
But you said you'd be settling for him.
Okay, just like you, Kevin, you say that high value men are supposed to have money, right? That's what you say. So if they don't have money, that means their value is low, right?
No.
And you go off women.
No. If you want to know, high value men, that's completely difficult. That's less than 10% of men. And high value men get high value women who are in high demand.
Right.
That's not your category.
Because I got kids, right?
You're not, ma'am. Yes, would you say that you're a woman that's in high demand or most wanted?
I mean, yeah, I could be. I mean,
you could be. Listen.
Can I justify myself?
Hold on. Man, you're 37 with 2 children. Where in the world do women who are average to above average to cute, who are a little overweight with 2 kids, where are these women in high demand?
I'm working on it.
No, man, I asked a very specific question. It's not because you're working on yourself. That's fine, but that doesn't mean you're in high demand.
I can get there. Yeah.
And
so you mean to tell me if I can lose 20 pounds and
80 years ago with a woman in your position, even without children, 80 years ago with a woman in your position, be with the top 10% man. 80 years ago. 80 years ago. Well, she be with a man in the top 10% of all men. 80 years ago. No. Not only is there a limited amount of these men to go around. Man, just want you guys to understand, especially in the black community. You're an average woman by any stretch of the imagination, and I think that's being fair. Average at best is more likely to turn. Average at best would be pretty fair. Why would? But listen.
I'm listening.
But the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. I mean, honestly, you can't. You're 37 with 2 kids. If they're less than 10% of the men, why would he pick you over a woman with no children?
Now that's deep. Was Kevin Samuels right about that one? Or does this woman have unrealistic expectations? I think there's always a place to find a common medium, common ground. You have to be willing to give to receive, right?
Kevin, I talk to pretty good high value. I go on dates with high caliber men.
Yes, they will go on dates with you. They will talk to you. They'll have sex with you.
We talk about marriage.
I want you to understand, this is what the issue is, because I talked about this for a year and a half, because men will deal with what man of value, who is a high value man, recognized by other men of value. What man that fits in that category is seriously vetting you to be a wife today?
I'm talking to someone now. I'm dating this guy now. Pretty high value. And we've been talking.
How old is he?
He's 51.
What makes him high value?
He owns his own car dealership. And He has multiple businesses.
Uh-huh.
He owns houses.
Uh-huh.
He's doing pretty good for himself. He's really not rich, but
man, being high value is more than just money.
he got a good head on his shoulders. He got a good personality. He take care of himself. He work out. He don't even look like he
Oh, Jesus Christ, man! I'm trying to be reasonable, but it's more than just money. And I'm saying a man like, okay, why would a man? How can I say this without sounding rude? I mean, I'm trying to be. Why would a man who has this going on, and what state are you in?
I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, I just said state. But anyway, why would a man choose a woman like that? Okay, if you say he's high value, to me, when I talk about high value, it's not just money. It's over a period of time. It's what you do. It's also men of value must recognize you as a peer or a potential peer. You got to have a network of high value men and others, and you must be useful to others. So you judge a man not just on his money, by his network. By other men who say, yeah, that's a man of value. He's a mover and a shaker. Okay, man, but these men don't settle. They don't settle. They don't get women who are. There are men on YouTube right now saying, I don't know what I'm talking about being high value. But here's one thing that they do agree with me on. They don't take a woman with children. They don't. I've had men who vehemently disagree with me on a lot of things. They don't listen to me, but unanimously, we don't take another man's children. Because that's not even in their mindset. They don't. So you ladies can call it what you want, and I'm thinking, how long have y'all been dating?
So high value men don't desire a woman that has children already. But does that mean that they wouldn't marry a woman with children? What says you? I think anything is possible. That's probably not his first pick. Because a man that makes that kind of money, I'm sure he wants to, create his own dynasty and, legacy and have his own children. What if he's in the one top percent or less than 10% and his wife passed away and he wants a woman that's a little bit more knowledgeable and experienced and has kids because he has kids? That possibility is there and it's happened. Ladies and gentlemen, don't give up on love. Get your stuff in order and keep it pushing. I don't think anybody wants to die alone.
I said seriously, but considering you to be a wife in 2 weeks, man,
I said we've been talking about it.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. I said what men of value is recognized by other men of value, essentially letting you be a wife. And you said this man, you ain't known this dude for 2 weeks.
From the streets, I'm a bitch from the streets. I get the money.
The only reason I'm pushing this hard, man, is because it triggers me when I hear average women talking about settling for average men. And I'll be honest, average, because you've been lucky to get an average man, he would be settling for you. He would be settling for you to have to deal with you, 2 children from somebody else. Yes, man, that's why. Because let me finish. He'd be settling for you because you.
If I got 2 children,
amongst other things, yes.
I mean, I'm a good person to get along with. So.
That may be, man. That may be. You could be a perfectly lovely person. There are other women who are perfectly lovely people who are childless and more physically appealing.
That's fine. fine, right? I mean,
so that means, so man, by definition, see, that's the thing. The kind of men you ladies talk about you want, they are rare. They are for every man that falls into your category, there's thousands of women that want him. He can only have one wife. That's why.
You telling he gonna have a lot of wives. I mean,
No. He gonna have a lot. He gonna have a lot of. He gonna cheat a lot, but he gonna have one wife. He can only marry one person. It's called. It's called bigotry. All right, that's enough. That's enough. No, that's enough. You can only have one wife. Don't. No. It's okay. You can only have one wife. No. You sat there and why don't you marry your baby daddy? This is
we grew apart.
Jesus, don't say it. Softball. You grew apart. Was that before or after the second child?
Second child. We was getting into arguments and stuff.
Do you think that Kevin Samuels was being harsh on this woman? Do you leave a relationship when you have children because y'all grow apart? Or do you stay in it for the sake of the kids? What says you?
So, how long are y'all together? See, that's the problem. That's another problem, man. You get no higher than your baby daddy. Because men look at a woman and they look at her children because men said, I'm not going to raise a lesser man's child. That's what happens.
You think all men think like that?
You think I got 1 million subscribers on each platform because I don't know what I'm talking about? You think I can do this night in, night out, and people co-sign? Man, y'all would be better off to realize that more men think like this because the results show they do. You're almost like a mirror copy of Average at Best. The video that sparked a lot of this. She only had 1 kid, you got 2.
I wonder, the woman in the video, Average at Best, I wonder what she's feeling right now. No, or if she knows. I'm pretty sure she does. That Kevin Samuels has passed away. I really wonder what her thoughts are on that.
Yes.
You're trying to make it seem like I'm
saying, I'm making it seem how we came in is the same thing that she said. You say I would have to settle for an average man. And I talk about this is a men's platform. What do you think you were saying to all the men that are average men when you say that you would be settling for them? 50% of men are average or below. You don't have a problem offending them.
I don't want to offend nobody.
When you say you settle for, okay, ma'am, if I said I settled for you, would that make you feel good?
A lot of people settle.
If I said I settled for, when a woman does answer a question directly, she's attempting to be deceptive.
Yes, I'll be mad. Yes, I'll be mad.
Right, thank you. So don't play with me. So when you say you're going to settle for an average man, you don't mind offending them. So I have no problem telling you why I think it's crazy for an average woman. Average, you say you're 5 or 6, I'll give you a 6, 5, 6, okay, fine. But all the other things, man, puts you below average. I want you to listen. Let's take it away from you and me. Let's take it away from you and me and let's not think it up because it's too personal, okay? Let's do this, okay? Let's reset the table, okay? Where would it make sense for a high school graduate who graduated with a C, a 2.0, a C, a 2.0, right? Would it make sense somebody like that demanding to get into Harvard, Princeton, MIT, Stanford? Would they be settling for junior college? Or JUCO? Junior college, 2.0. But the way
Shout out to BSP. He said you can love him or hate him, but rejoicing his death is messed up. And he was many things to many people, but he was also someone's family and friend. Yes, BP, God bless you. Yes, you are 100% correct, and I do agree with you. Definitely not here to celebrate this man passing. It's very, very disheartening. And you're more than welcome to come up here and hit the link and share your thoughts about Kevin Samuels. You're more than welcome. Everyone like, share, and subscribe.
You talk, and women like yourself talk, it's like you deserve to get into Princeton, Harvard, MIT, Stanford. When you're a 2.0, going to junior college. Sure. I mean, and understand, people go to junior college to get associates, decide to go to junior college and go to a 4-year, and it would be far better in the world for women who are average to get with an average man, because an average man provides a woman options. But I don't want you to get with an average man and feel like you're settling. You need to treat that man with respect, because a man is worth more than that damn paycheck.
I mean, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, why would I disrespect them?
I'm talking about women in general. And, well, you disrespected them by saying selling. That's why. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Saying I'm settling is a condescending, disrespectful tone. Just like you say you would feel some kind of way if I said I settled for you. But my grandmother settled for my grandmother had a 6th grade education. My grandfather had a 4th grade education. She settled for him and gave us a family legacy that we are still trying to measure up to. We are not doing nearly as well as the people who had less education and more hard circumstances in the black community force. We are not good stewards of their legacy. And part of the reason is because our women are so out of line. You think you're settling, but you get more, and you can't get more. There are only a handful of these men, but the rest of women get men who roughly around their area. Yes, it's okay to want something better. It's okay to graduate with a 2.0 and want to get into Princeton and want better, but you got to be realistic and pick.
Oh, okay. Show yourself again, dear.
A little harsh or whatever. She's 37 with 2 kids and still hasn't put it together.
Hello, how are you?
What?
Hey there.
Hi, welcome. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I'm just calling all the way from India. Just heard all this news and all.
Yeah. So how does it? Well, it's definitely disheartening. But go ahead and share your thoughts about Kevin Samuels and hearing about his unfortunate passing, brother.
All right. First of all, it's kind of sad when someone dies. But first of all, see, I'm not exactly a diehard Kevin Samuel fan. I mean, I agree with some of his point. I disagree with some of his point. But that's the thing. You can agree with him. You can disagree with him. You can love him. You can hate him. That's fine. But celebration of someone's death is very, very not cool. I mean, how would you feel if you lose a loved ones and people celebrating that? I mean,
I agree.
that is bad. I mean, I was in this chat room like a few moments ago, and the moment I voiced my opinion in that chat room, oh man, the level of shame, the wave of shame that they put me through. Oh wow. First they start criticizing, my looks, like they call me a pale skin ape. Like, can you believe that? I mean, wow.
Oh my gosh, you're a handsome man. That wasn't
Oh, thank
nice.
you. But I just
Wow.
couldn't help but laugh. And but I don't mind. They want to call me an ape, fine. It's their opinion. That their opinion is none of my business, really. I mean,
Right, right.
before I left that chat room, I said, okay, but just don't get mad if someone celebrate, the death of your loved ones, because that's what you're doing.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's
I
disgusting.
mean,
It's disheartening.
I mean, really, some of these people are acting like he was some kind of a dictator who committed a genocide or something. I mean, what the hell? This is not cool.
I mean,
And
I think no. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Yeah,
No, go
the
ahead.
thing is, the thing is, what Kevin is doing. Yeah, what he says it seems kind of little extreme, little bit rude, but uh, basically what he's saying is, get your shit together. To that's what our father used to tell us when we are out of line. I think that's what they're saying. Don't you think?
Yes, I agree. Yes. I think that's why he ended up getting the name the Godfather, because it was more like, being the tough dad, like, get your ass in shape so you can take care of your family, create a family,
Right.
build wealth, build health.
Exactly.
There were things that
Yeah.
he said that were like, oh gosh, that hurts.
I mean,
So
really, people are. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, how long have you been watching Kevin Samuels? And I'll go on mute and let you speak so the audio will be better.
Right. So, I watched a few of his, his live stream, but I didn't watch the whole. There are certain things that he says makes a lot of sense, and the thing is, people are saying he was rude and rude, but no, but people, most of these women, they don't have manners how to talk to someone who's older than them. First of all right, these women, most of the women are young women who are in their early 30s, late 20s, and Kevin Samuel is above 50 years old. It's the age of their fathers, and the way they are talking to him, like they have no manners at all, and they are complaining that Kevin is rude. Like, how? I mean, how hypocrite can these women be? I mean, really. And this, what Kevin Samuel was doing was, he wasn't simply talking to women like that. He was also talking the same thing to men. There are also men
Correct.
coming on the street.
Correct.
And he talked the same thing to men as well. And most of people judge him based on the certain clips of the whole video that get highlighted. They don't watch the whole stream. And there are also women that he talked to very, very nicely, very cordially, but no one pays attention to that, because that thing is not fun, right? There's no spice in that, so people don't pay attention to that. There are communities in Facebook where where Kevin has actually saved marriages. Most people in those communities are, living a happy married life because of his advice or his tough love, whatever you want to call it. I mean, yeah, I do feel kind of disagreeable on his delivery. It might be a little, extreme, but overall, what he was saying was not wrong. I mean, he was speaking facts. Like, someone needs to tell you the truth, and that's what he's doing, and he's getting, on the line of fire for that.
I 100%. I agree. I agree with your assessment. I don't think that a lot of people. I think they get the clips. They don't watch. They haven't watched his old videos, and to actually give a true assessment. I do believe though he was very hard and could be rough and tough. But
Yeah,
when I think about the marriages and healing relationships and getting people together, promoting, black love and having babies with the same man and stuff, I didn't see anything wrong with that.
I mean, that is true, but the thing is, first of all, I'm not an American. I'm from India, and things are quite different here than there. And I'm quite fascinated by what's happening in your country. I mean, obviously, in America, or should I say the Western part of the world, there's a huge gender gap going on. Am I correct? But particularly, mostly in the Black community in America, I guess. Am I correct?
There is a gender war. There is a gender
Uh-huh.
war. Yeah. And
And
African American women and Black men don't seem to be really on good terms overall, is how it appears. I can't say 100% sure that's what it is, but it does appear that way, for sure.
I mean, where did this come from, actually?
Honey, racism, sexism,
Right.
um, our voices, African American voices, not being heard, our
Okay.
men being put in jails, um, men being murdered by police.
Okay.
It's a plethora of things. The government.
Okay. So there's a lot of history behind that, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, that's one thing I heard about this gender gap is, first of all, uh, I kind of, it makes sense what you're saying because, first of all, racism is a huge thing. Was a huge thing. I don't know about now, but back in the early 90s or 80s or 70s, like it was a huge race gap between the whites and the blacks, and police basically targeting the black community a lot. Black men, young men getting thrown in jail or getting shot by the cops. So I guess I think maybe because the lack of, since men were not around because of that kind of situation, women had to cope up with that. I think if I'm correct, is that the
Yes, because a lot of women, unfortunately, if you remove the man from the home, you have women,
uh,
raising young boys to be men, taking away the men out of the home, and then the welfare system was presented, and I'll give you, government give you money and checks and stuff like that, and put them on child support, but you can't have a man and you can't get married. That I believe, had an effect on African American relationships, in my opinion.
well, whatever the reason behind it, but gender gap is a huge problem for a society
Yes, it
because
is.
how do you proceed with the society if a man and woman are not united?
Right. And not getting
That
married and having babies.
Yeah, I mean, there's a rise of single parents and single parents in the Western world. This is quite bad. This will dwindle the population, really.
Mhm. Yeah.
And and there are a lot of things to unpack here. And but please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm speaking from what I heard. In Black community, I think most of the Black married women, should I say, they don't cook for their husband. Is it correct, or am I wrong?
Well, that married African American women don't cook for their husband.
Yeah.
I don't know about that to be true. I know my mother cooked. I cooked for my husband when I was married. Majority of the women I know, they cook. They
Oh,
cook and take care of their men. But there are women out there, if they're both working, and or
uh,
some is in school and stuff, sometimes like that, it can become difficult to prepare, meals every single day, for your partner, vice versa. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if I'm being rude or ignorant. I'm just curious because I heard this somewhere because not just in black community, the most of the the Western cultures. What I heard was that women, most of the women, they don't cook for their men because they think that it's a kind of slavery or something like that. That's the idea coming from. And if that is the case, then that is so wrong. I mean, cooking for your man has nothing to do with slavery. I mean, my mother has cooked for me since I don't know when I remember. That does not mean she's a slave. You know, see, the thing is, it's very important for each family members to connect with each other, and food is one of the medium through which you establish connection. I mean, it's not the taste of the food; it's the intention behind the food that matters. I can go to a restaurant and have a food, have a very delicious food, which is probably better than my mom's cooking, but the intention behind the food, in restaurant, yeah, of course they give you nice food, but what is the intention? They want money. But what is my mom's intention? It's love. That is what that's what binds us. Right now I'm in different state of the country. My family is different, it lives in different state right now. I cook food for myself, sometimes I order, but even now I miss my mom's cooking. That makes me miss her, that makes me want to go back to her. That is the bond behind the cooking that people don't understand.
You're 100% correct. I missed that with my mother, God rest her soul. After she passed, it seemed that us coming together as a family, sitting down and cooking together, and Thanksgiving and the holidays and stuff. When she passed, a lot of that kind of stopped. So I'm gonna have to recorporate that and bring the family together because, like you said, it's about the intention. The intention is love, even if the
Yeah.
food wasn't great. But my mama could cook, so that made it even better. you know.
I mean, yeah, that is so true. I mean, that's what matters in the family, the bond between each members through different means, and food is one of those. And this gender gap is such a huge problem. Like, if I may approach this from an angle, when we talk about the masculine and the feminine, first understand, I'm not talking about men and women. Right now, I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine. All right. Uh, a man is fully capable of adapting to his feminine side as much as a woman is fully capable of embracing her masculine side. All right. Now, the thing is, right now we all live in a different civilization, and the thing is, the masculine. There are many areas where the masculine will outshine the feminine, and there are many areas where the feminine will outshine the masculine. And a civilization, since the dawn of time, civilizations are run by economy, and economy is the area where the masculine will outshine the feminine. Because right now, if you are working in a, suppose, corporate or business world, you cannot afford to be gentle or emotional or soft. No, you have to be like ruthless, you have to be assertive, you have to be competitive, you have to be aggressive. These are pure masculine traits. And the women who are super successful in today's business corporate world, these women demonstrate these masculine traits sometimes much more than men, and which is fine. That's not the problem. That's how you have to be successful. That's not the problem here. The problem is these women do not prioritize their innate inborn feminine traits. That is the problem. Like, if you take a scenario, for example, if you take a scenario like, Suppose if you remove the feminine from this world, from everyone, from men, from women, from everyone, if you remove the feminine completely from this world, what do you think is going to happen? Seriously, if you do that, then everything that is beautiful, everything that is gentle, everything that is caring, that is nurturing, all of that will go away, and the human connection will be nothing but a simple transaction. That is what exactly is happening today
Right.
in dating culture. It's transaction.
Right. You are right. You hit and keep on going. I'm enjoying listening. Go ahead.
And that is what's wrong with it. Like in my family, like my mom, my dad is the sole earner, the bread earner of the family. My mom, she does not earn a single dime. That does not mean she's a a lesser person. No, she's a very important person in the house. She handles everything from stitching to cooking and everything. I cannot imagine my life without her. She's the one who's holding the family together by being a woman, the true feminine woman of the house. And the people need to understand, a masculine man will always want a feminine woman, because there will be an attraction between the feminine and the masculine. But if you bring a masculine woman in front of a masculine man, there's going to be competition.
Yeah, that's
All right.
right. That's right.
And that is what these are the simple thing that people overlook. And I don't know what.
I have had some, discussions about, femininity and the masculinity, topic. And that's because sometimes it can be a rough one to have, because they're like, what you mean I'm not feminine? It's like, whoa, it's not like that. It's just, it's an energy, a love, a softness. And it's what keeps the
Yeah, of
world
course.
going round.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not just that all men are no, men can also. It's okay for a man to be to adapt to certain feminine side, because to be emotional and caring and all that. And also at the same way, it's okay for a woman to certain extent to be masculine, to do certain things by herself. That's fine. But the thing is, you have to prioritize your natural trait. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise it's fine, nothing wrong with that.
I agree. I agree with you, brother. You hitting on some good points. I'm enjoying this.
I mean, the thing is, this feminine and the masculine thing, this topic, the feminism and manosphere, these two topics, uh, these two are like the two sides of the same coin. First of all, I mean, I don't care about either of them. What I care about is the fact, what's logical. That's what I'm care about. But both feminism and manosphere, both are useful as long as they don't cross the line. If they both cross the line, then they both become poisonous. There are there are also, to be fair, there are also men in manosphere who like cross the line and attack women in what I'm talking about, in the most cruel way, and that is not the way to do it. That is not the true purpose of manosphere. And also there are also women on the other side of the feminism who take the feminism too far, too extreme, and that is also not good either.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like there's no balance.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a balance.
Right. It's like it's too much or not enough at all. Right.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, it's when I heard all these things that going on in the Western culture, I mean, I was kind of, what is this? What's happening over there? I don't get to see that in my country. First of all, there's a lot of things in my country. First of all, India is a third world country. We have much bigger problems than this gender problem and all that. We have pollution crisis. We have population crisis. Speaking of population, the gender gap, which I told you earlier, that huge extreme gender gap leads to dwindling of population, right? My country has the second largest population in the world at 1.3 billion people. So we have no gender gap. I mean, there is some gender gap, but it's not as bad as in the Western culture. Like most of our women are like more traditional, feminine and all that. And because of that, women get respected by men. That is not the case in the Western culture, and this is kind of sad, really.
You know what? You're right. You're right about that. With the gap, it being more women. You're right about that.
I mean,
With it being more, with it being more women and with it being more women and men, how that does have an effect on the femininity and being more masculine and men exuberating more femininity than masculinity.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense also. I mean, I don't know how to find a solution in that. I mean, I have no idea.
I don't either, honey. And if we found out, we would be bringing families together. I think that it starts at home. And, I've been trying to install into my children about love and marriage and, femininity into my girls and, being good to mankind and trying to teach them submission and knowledge and wisdom to the best of my ability.
If I'm correct, America was at, I think the best part of America was when America was in the 1960s, when the technology and privilege and everything was booming. At the same time, men and women were cooperative towards each other, in the 1960s or 70s, like that. Now everything has gone out of balance because of this feminism that's arriving. And I don't know, I may have a certain idea where this comes from, because you see, feel free to correct me or voice your own opinion. Here's my opinion, though. But the thing is, in Western countries, most of the countries are like the first world countries, right? Because of that, you guys have a lot of strong infrastructure, financial structure, and all that. As a result, you're getting a lot of freedom and rights and everything, and women get to enjoy that. And one point I also heard from somewhere is that the rise of feminism was a result of the World War. In World War I and World War II, men are going to the wars and the women are left behind. And the World War broke out during the time period where the American economy and the infrastructure was beginning to boom. So the infrastructure needs to keep on running. So they need more manpower, but men are off fighting the war. So the women are called into the factories and all and everything. So women started enjoying all these, the privilege and all the everything. So I think that's where the idea of feminism also came from. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, I think that your opinion is a good assessment. It makes a lot of sense. Women were treated less than, beneath. Were trapped in abusive, relationships and stuff like that, and more of just kind of a slave type of thing that women were feeling. And once they were able to get their own freedoms and that they can, do things on their own. And then you got the government mixed in there. It just caused a lot of contention and strife, and we got off course.
I mean, yeah, the woman got to enjoy a lot of freedom during that time. And I think it gave rise to certain more ideas like that. So I think maybe that might be one of the one of the seed of the problem, I guess. But it should not have gone out of control. That's what I think. It should not have gone today. Obviously, it has gone out of control in the Western countries. By the way, do you know that there's a, I don't know if you heard about this. In London, there's a small town. I forgot the name of the
Mm-hmm.
town. You can look at that town has a nickname, or something like the man desert. The man. There's no man in that land. It's like an Amazonian town. All women are like, single women raising their own kids, and I saw this in the news, all right, and the government was coming forward to pay compensation for the for the women to raise their children and all that. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
I forgot.
I can believe it. I'm trying to look it up, and it's called the Man Desert
Yeah, the man desert,
in
something like
London.
that, in London. I mean, there's no man behind left, so the government are coming forward for the sake of the children that these women are raising. So that shows how bad this gender gap has become. And I mean, I don't know what to say on that.
I'm gonna present that question to my father. He's 70, so I would really like to know what his opinion. Because I'm still learning. I'm still learning too. Some of this stuff, even though I'm 41 years old, is confusing. Because I was raised to do unto others as you want done to you, and love your brother and sister, and feed the homeless and help people, and get married and all that kind of stuff. And it's like now that sounds corny to a lot. Like,
I mean, yeah, see, I I'm glad you brought that up. The marriage. I want to talk about marriage first of all. You must have heard the saying that marriages are made in heaven, right? You must have heard that.
yes,
Well, that is such a BS. First of all, marriages are made in heaven. Well, guess what? We're not in heaven. We're down here in the real world with real responsibilities and all that everything. People think that love alone is everything. No, that love alone is not everything. Here's my opinion. Uh, uh, Love alone is not everything. There is also something called duty and responsibilities towards each other, towards your spouse. That is also important thing. Today, you see a lot of couples who are, even after the divorce, they are still in love with each other even after the divorce. Like, then what's the problem? Oh, it didn't work out. It's the duty and responsibilities that they left off.
you're right.
You know,
The duty and
that is all.
responsibility.
Yes, the duty and responsibilities. I mean, I don't know much about American culture, but here in our culture, marriage is not just about two people. It's about the family. It's about the community. That is what the thing. And my mom and my dad, they both are married almost 40 years and still going strong. They're still going strong even after 40 years. And uh, thank you. And there's a question that is circling around in social media, regarding this gender. What do you bring to the table? All that, right? So I asked my own mother. Remember, I asked my own mother, what did she bring to the table? You know what she replied? She said, I bring peace and harmony.
I know that's right. Go on, mom. Okay, that's right.
Because that's what men want. They want peace and harmony in their life, because they're going out working hard, bringing the money home to look after their children and wife. So what they want in return is some peace and quiet. But most of the women, I don't know how much percentage of women, but certain percentage of women are incapable of doing that. And I don't know. I mean, to be fair, also there are some men who are really bad husbands. I'm going to be fair. There are also men who are really bums, really, who doesn't deserve to be all that thing. But the thing about, you see, again, coming back to the marriage, the biggest mistake people make, finding their soulmate, whatever, the biggest mistake people make is that they look for perfection. They look for the perfect man or a perfect woman. That is the biggest mistake. Perfection does not exist. You are never going to find it. The only place you're going to find perfection is in the Disneyland. Nowhere else. It's about making
right.
Yeah. It's about making compromisation with your spouse, with your partner. Look, you as an individual are fully entitled to do whatever the hell you want, as long as you're not invading someone's personal space, as long as you're not breaking the law, as long as you're not violating a human right, as long as you're not doing any of those, you are entitled to do whatever the hell you want. But when you are in a relationship with someone, it's not just about you anymore. Another person is also involved. Like, you and that person are sharing one common personal space. Get it? So you have to like, you and that person, you both have to work together within that personal space to build something up so that you both can benefit equally. That is what relationship or marriage is all about. At least, I mean, that's what I've heard my mom and dad.
I agree. Well, my mom and dad, they were married for 52 years, but my mother passed away, unfortunately. Yeah, and they lived on the same principles that you're discussing. That your mother and father, they lived on those same principles.
I mean, the thing about marriage, building something strong foundation in your marriage is very important for the family, because that is something from which your children, the next generation of your family, is going to learn from as well. Most of the single parents, most of the single parents, they fail to raise the young ones because it's difficult to fill in the role as a father figure and a mother figure, because raising a child with your spouse is hard enough. Imagine doing that all by yourself. That's even worse. It's not a joke.
Very hard.
And that's why most of the single parents, both men and women who are single parent, they fail. But mostly it's the women, because the custody obviously goes to the child. So by default, women are the single mothers. But I'm going to be fair. I'm talking about the single parents. Even single father alone cannot do it by himself, and single mother also cannot do it by himself. A child growing up needs both a masculine and a feminine role model for him to become a balanced person.
I agree with that.
And
kids do. They need a mother. They need a mother and a father. They need, like you said, the feminine in the male energy, and it is very difficult. Being a single mother, then the co-parenting and the child. You teach them one way, and then on the week, they have to go the next week to the other parent's house, and they're teaching them something completely opposite. And it's you just pray and instillate into your child the best, and hopefully you and the other parent can co-parent and have an understanding, so that child can have some balance. And when there's really truly only one parent, it's really difficult. Kids grow up with mommy and daddy issues, and they take that into their relationships, and those relationships break. And creates, unfortunately, in some instances, generational curses, and those generational curses need to be broken.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, people need to understand one thing about raising kids. Children are, first of all, they are not that they don't have the same maturity as an adult, but at the same time, they are not stupid either. Kids, most of the single parents, they make mistake by this mindset that they can educate their kids by giving them good advice and everything. But the children, they don't have the maturity to understand the meaning behind your advice. So, but they have a very creative mind. So the children mostly learn by observing what's in the surroundings.
You're right.
So
Kids don't do what you tell them to. They do what they see you do. Go ahead, brother. You teaching. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, yeah, so they learn from observing what's in the surrounding, especially a kid's surrounding is the house that they grow up, and the healthy surrounding is the responsibility of the both father and mother to build, because the kids will repeat the same mistake that you are doing. If you are a single parent or a single mother or whatever, if you raise the kid, and the kid is going to grow up seeing that, and the kid is going to normalize that situation, and that kid's going to end up becoming a single parent himself or herself, repeating the same cycle. And that's not good. The kid will not
No, it's not
understand
good.
the meaning of companionship. I mean, even if you get divorced from your spouse, that's fine. That's between you and your spouse. You don't have to bring your kid into that mess, because you cannot. If you don't want to be a husband or wife, fine, but you cannot deprive your child from both his mother and father. Like, if you have beef with your ex-husband or ex-wife, whatever, that's fine. You don't have to deal with that person, but you cannot deprive your child from his or her mother or father. That's a different matter. It's not just about you, it's about your child. Your child is the next generation of your family who's going to carry on this family, so you have to give importance to that. But most of the single parents who are getting divorced, they don't understand that, and they use the child as a weapon against your ex-spouse, and
Yes.
the kid is the real victim behind that. This is what they don't understand, and it really breaks my heart. That's what I want to say.
Well, I appreciate you contributing such an awesome, awesome commentary and your honesty. It really, really, really means a lot. And I hope that you're not a stranger and you stop by and see me again. It would be truly
Of course,
appreciative.
of course. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure having you. Any last words before you go, dear?
Oh no, nothing. Just I just want to tell people that don't if you don't appreciate something, don't do that to others. And true happiness comes from within, not outside validation or something like that. True happiness is within yourself. Just look for it. That's it.
Well,
Nothing much.
thank you. It was an awesome contribute to the commentary. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. And thank
Thank you.
you, being Marilyn Gale, for listening. And you, please don't be a stranger. Make sure you subscribe. You come back and see me, okay?
Okay, sure. Kind of
All
busy,
right,
but
awesome sauce.
I'll try my best to join as much as I can. But anyway, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. God bless you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. We were talking about Kevin Samuels. My grandbaby is up, so I have to go and tend to her. She don't care about no darn Kevin Samuels. I love you guys. And remember, through God, all things are possible to those who believe. I'm out of here, y'all.
Woods, pretty face, but I'm known for hitting drugs. Yeah. Got him like, too good. To the yard, he ain't never leave his pretty on God. Broke, too good. Real boss, nigga got the Woods, pretty face, but I'm known for hitting drugs. Yeah. Got him like, too good. To the yard, he ain't never leave his pretty on God. Broke, too good. Real boss, nigga